Hi there, welcome to the second of our Unwanted Family Basement podcast. We've got myself, Thomas James.
I'm Franklin.
And I'm Chris G.
And we'd like to introduce Ben's son,
What's up?
who's here to join us today.
Hey.
Ben's son's featuring on our first of our basement Sunday sessions at Tipsy Bar in Dalston. Very looking forward to having him down. He's featuring with BLM from Fear of Flying and Underground Quality. Ben's son appears from Delusions of Grandeur and has his own imprint called Voyeurhythms.
Which Voyeurhythm came out first, actually. That's how we kicked things off a few years ago, and since 2009. Yeah. Then slowly sort of developed a thing with Delusions, and here we are.
Yeah, it's a real pleasure to have you down, Ben. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me, guys.
So we'll kind of explain the layout of the show. It's a real relaxed session. Ben's gonna play some of the tracks that have inspired him over the years, some stuff that he thinks is fun.
I got a couple new demos from stuff coming up, also.
Sure.
Unheard, unreleased.
Self-promotion.
Well,
shameless.
Yeah, indeed.
And it's gonna be a loose session. So let's see what the night holds. Whereabouts are you from then, Ben? What's your school?
I was born in Darwin in Australia. I'd say I'm from Adelaide. It's South Australia, South Coast. Strong sort of. We grew up with house and techno. Like, that was the first kind of stuff when we went to the club scene. For some reason, that place kind of has a bit of the good DJs there when I was growing up, like DJ HMC. He drew a lot of his kind of inspiration, I guess, from Detroit and Chicago, and that's how we came across that kind of music that inspired us as late teenagers, I guess. Yeah, so Adelaide.
So were you in Adelaide for a long time?
I moved to London about 8 years ago. I was there since my early teens until my early 20s, and then I came over to London, which is where I first started actually making music. I'd always been into that kind of I guess coming from a sort of background where I was listening to Pete Rock and Jay Dilla and stuff like that as a teenager, and then more into what I consider to be, I guess, similar style producers. I'd say Moody Man is not that
I like
wildly
that
far
Detroit
away
stuff at the moment. Really,
yeah. And actually, to be fair, but back then, listening to Jay Dilla, I didn't even know it was Jay Dilla. It was listening to like the Love Movement by Tribe Called Quest, and he produced. We don't want to go too deep into Dilla.
Oh my God,
rough draft.
But we never knew. We never knew it was Dilla until a bit later, until Slum Village came out and all that. But that kind of chopping soul breaks and just rough MPC stuff and giving it some love on that side of things. I think someone like Moody Man or Thea Parrish or those kind of more sample-based house artists. Who really did something along the same lines.
So what are you paying for us now, Ben?
Well, this is a Weather Report, actually. It's a track called Indiscretion, and it's let me just take a peek at the it's just winding up, so why don't we get something else on? I've got something.
Okay.
I'm gonna wind that down. There's a track, a guy called Marcellus Pittman, who's from Detroit, who has this beautiful track. I'm just gonna dig it out the crate.
Okay.
So you've been running your own label now for a while.
Well, yeah, we started it just simply to put our own music out back then, and it became something. And we got picked up by Clone in Rotterdam that did the distribution, and we've had a lot of respect for those guys and everything that they've put out. They still continue to be an amazing.
Yeah, what a great label and
yeah.
distribution to have it on.
Yeah.
And shop. Yeah.
And then following that, we all started to generate more interest. We're not even from necessarily we're not exactly on the same page musically. All of us. It's my good friend Tyson Ballard, who released under the same name and also under Hollywood Nights on our first record or two, and then. My man Moston in Dubai, who releases kind of really great sort of disco tracks with live instrumentation and vocals and stuff. You check some of his stuff out on Voyeurhythm as well. It's great. And I'm probably more on the houseier end than say Moston is. But we're all just into. I guess we got something similar in soul. And here comes Marcellus Pittman, which is massively loud.
Perfect. It's
Well,
great. Yeah,
it's great to have you and say that kind of similar thing, because I guess that's kind of
us.
the Unwanted vibe as
Yeah.
well. We're all on different tips, but we got the same soul.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, listen, let's
Like
crack on
it.
with some tunes and we'll have a chat in a minute. Thanks very much, Ben.
No
Great
doubt.
to have you
Enjoy
on
this
board.
one. This one's called A Mix. Catchy title, but man, it's definitely one of my
The
favorites
mix.
over the years. Dope. Marcellus Pittman. Enjoy.
Mix.
So we better set the scene. We're currently sat in the Unwanted basement, our new Mile End home. Not for long, unfortunately. We've only got a year here.
Potentially.
Fingers crossed. We've got some pizza on the go. We've got some Dr. Oetker
pizzas.
Anyone who lives in East London knows about these pizzas. World famous. We're sinking a few beers, and we're in the company of the charming Ben Sun, the top bloke, and it's a real pleasure to have him in the house today.
Beer and pizza.
Beer and pizza, yeah. So Ben, what's going on those 1200s there?
Well, we're just winding down with the track on Marcellus Pittman's label called Unwanted, the label. It's one from a few years ago. It's one of my favourites. Actually, one of my all-time sort of favourite chill tunes. Always listen to at home. The next track, which I'm going to sort of bring up, is something that I dug out at my dad's place when I was last down in Adelaide in Australia, and it's some pretty serious prog sort of stuff from the 70s. It's the Alan Parsons Project, and
yes,
sweet.
It's good to have someone like yourself in who's not just straight up house, a bit of experimental, and I'm sure our fans are going to really enjoy this.
Downtime.
Likes his downtime, yeah.
This is it,
likes to kick
yeah.
back.
And
Sunday
look,
vibes.
You know, the house is for the club, so we're in the basement right now. We can get a bit experimental.
Was Dad an inspiration for the music?
Musically, I never found soul. Oh yeah, I never really got into jazz, at least through the family. I mean, Dad, he loved prog, and which is kind of related to jazz. And he listened to a few soul things, but I found soul like much later in my teens. But this kind of stuff, I was well into this: King Crimson, Led Zeppelin. But this is some heavy vibes, I think. Alan Parsons Project. It's the Tales of Mystery and Imagination by Edgar Allan Poe. That's what it's.
Real good stuff.
That's where it comes from.
Let's listen,
so
yeah.
Let's go.
Let's check it out. Yo, we're back in the room. That was we were just checking out Maximilian Dunbar on Future Times, aka Max D, or any other myriad of names. I think he's just such a dope producer. I think those guys are from Washington D.C. I believe.
Is this recent?
It's quite recent, yeah.
It sounds quite old, doesn't it?
I thought this was something you were digging deep for.
Well, he's one of those guys that's kind of got his finger on the pulse of music, sort of from the last 3 decades, and it's taking his influence from that. But it also seems to be pretty raw analog shit, which is what we appreciate too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You were saying about his other aliases. Have you never fancied yourself under any other name? You kind of stuck to your own name there.
I'm not prolific enough.
Is this your real name, Ben Son?
It's not. I'm not going to tell you what my real name.
Really?
No, my name's Ben. That's
enough.
I'm sure you can find that out easy enough. But I mean, like someone like Madlib, I've got respect for people that do that, because someone like Madlib, again, going back to the hip hop thing, is got so many aliases. Every one of them has 3 albums, and it's like, this guy from North.
You have no idea.
Incredible.
Dawn to midnight, he's making music.
Franklin here's been through quite a few as well.
I've had a few stinkers.
Yeah.
What's the worst one?
Come on.
Faith Blood.
Oh, jeez. I used to mix Fidget House.
It's like a bit new romantic or something.
Yeah,
What is that?
cut me some slack. Let's change the subject.
So Ben, you've done pretty well this year with your Momentum EP on Delusions of Grandeur. So how has the summer of 2012 been for you this year in England or elsewhere?
It's been
globally?
cool, man. It's just actually, to be honest, it's been a lot of hard work, and I'm just sort of trying to get the next batch of music together and follow up on that one. And anyone that makes music knows the hours that you kind of have to put in to come up with anything decent at all. So,
and sitting in basements as well.
And just totally. But no, it's been a great year, and I think it's been a year that kind of we're trying to break out a little bit. So we'll see if people are digging it. Should we? What do you guys think? Should we wind into the next track? And
definitely.
This one's like probably everyone's got this album, and maybe it's a song that you haven't listened to so much of it because it wasn't a single. But this is, I don't know, one of my favorites. It's a shout out to Perrin, my man Perrin from Amsterdam, and the Rush Hour guys. This is he turned me on to this originally. It's called Seen and Not Seen. It's by Talking Heads.
Cool.
Would see faces in movies, on TV, in magazines, and in books. He thought that some of these faces might be right for him, and that through the years, by keeping an ideal facial structure fixed in his mind, or somewhere in the back of his mind, that he might, by force of will, cause his face to approach those of his ideal. The change would be very subtle. It might take 10 years or so. Gradually his face would change its shape. A more hooked nose, wider, thinner lips, beady eyes, a larger forehead. This was an ability he shared with most other people. They had also molded their faces according to some ideal. Maybe they imagined a new face would better suit their personality. Or maybe they imagined that their personality would be forced to change to fit the new appearance. Some people might have made mistakes. They may have arrived in an appearance that bears no relationship to them. They They may have picked an ideal appearance based on some childish whim or momentary impulse. Some have gotten halfway there and then changed their minds. He wonders if he too might have made a similar mistake.
The aptly titled Deep Basement Mix of Closer by Mr. Fingers, one of my favorite producers. Check it out. We're on. What's up? That was exactly the kind of track I used to shun before I knew anything about house and soul and stuff like. Because it's got such a beautiful sort of soul vocal. It's so soft and whatever. But I don't know. I used to like something a bit harder. But
it's not always about the big stuff.
This is the idea about this podcast. This is just great to hear all your influences and where you've come from. And
then as you grow as a musical appreciator as well, I think there was certainly some people over the years that showed me something and went, you should listen to this twice. And this guy, Mr. Fingers, ridiculous.
Shit.
I mean, that's a really mellow thing from him, but
Mr. Fingers in
Mr. Fingers.
Oh, Mr. Fingers.
As in Larry Heard from Chicago.
Larry Heard.
Up next is actually I don't listen to too many edits or buy any of them, but some people are really good at it, and one guy that is this guy Jacques Renaud from who's in Brooklyn. This is his edit of a track called.
We'd love to book that guy.
Yeah. Shout outs to all those guys and Let's Play House, and I even got that name right, and I would say We Play House, which is not right. But yeah, this is a record. It's a picture disc. It's awesome. It's on public release, and it's called In the City. Check it out.
Some real great stuff there. Thanks very much, Ben. Was that Jacques Renault, yeah?
Yeah,
That's stepped the groove up a little.
it's a stomping track, that one.
It's so good.
And you know, and he's got the touch, doesn't he? His edits do something that the you know, that's unique and that brings something extra.
The thing with edits is they can be so standard,
Just looping up the first.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's what's great about that guy. Well,
He actually creates
We love
something
those.
new.
He's
What are they
actually,
called?
actually, sorry, man. If I give a shout to Jack, because I think he's actually put out a compilation for you know, you guys know Sam Records.
yeah, totally.
Recently, which is a pretty big deal, I think.
If you're listening, Jacques, if you want to come and sit in the basement and have a beer and some pizza, we're more than happy to have you.
Dr. Oetker.
Okay, it's all worth.
So listen, Ben. Notably, recently things have been going really, really well for you, and quite rightly so. We can't help but notice. We're looking at your stuff. You know, Delusions of Grandeur, just been signed up by the Wolf Agency. You know, representing big parties like Teeth. And we've got to give a big shout out to Teeth and Matt Hesseltime, notably.
Absolutely, yeah. Those guys are just quality party.
Absolutely. What's been the? Do you think there's a reason for that? Have you been able to sort of get yourself in the loop with these guys and these parties and what? Yeah, and you've got a release coming out on Quintessential, right? I mean, that's pretty huge.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff I think has been just sort of. You know, it's been really organic. It's just been something that's developed, and people have sort of, you know, we've got in touch, or people have reached out when they thought that you know, that we had something to share and we could offer each other something, and that's definitely the case with Quintessentials. Like Stefan from Quintessentials got in touch and was like, you know, do something for us on. It's going to be on one of those kind of VA EPs with the other guys.
But this is what London's great. London's great for this kind of networking. Yeah. It's been so great for us to meet people.
It's always a label we look forward to seeing a release coming from.
Yeah,
I think they've got
Toby Tobias, our last guest to the Nightmare on Mare Street.
That's right.
Perfect.
Yeah, exactly. And as far as the
sorry, well, you know it is Halloween. Sorry, Halloween's on my mind.
Speaking of Halloween, there's only not to plug much, but my good friends Alex and Andy A&A, who do the Love Fever parties, are doing one this Friday with David Morales. That should be a really dope party, and I think that
East Village.
If you can still get tickets to it, get amongst it, because obviously classic, you know, legendary.
Hopefully we release this before Friday, man.
Yeah.
Egg in your face.
The pressure's on us.
Forget that. Next party is mine, and with you guys, November 11th. We're surely in time for that.
Yeah, well, don't worry, we'll make sure this gets up before the party.
But props to the Love Fever guys, and you know, they're kind of the connect as well. They're doing rapping with great parties, and that's and Teeth obviously as well.
Big shout to Teeth.
Great parties.
Always enjoyed the parties, and they're just getting better and better. So it's a really good.
So we've got next, Ben.
Next up is, you know what, I was about to say, it's another Adelaide record. It's not an Adelaide record at all. It's a South Soul record. But, you know, it's one of those tunes that I found in Adelaide from my local record store guy. He actually gave it to me for my birthday one year, and he was like, you're going to get to check this track. Probably because he knew I was not into disco enough at the time, and I could use a little bit of this in my life. But it's called Moment of My Life.
Brilliant. A bit of good direction.
By Inner Life. It's actually the B-side to the famous Ain't No Mountain High Enough, which has got like a 10...
Which David Morales recently done a mix of, right?
Did he do a
12-minute thing. It's so
well, you know what, the original...
questionably better than the original.
The original is pretty dope, but I mean, the original is 10 minutes itself, which you never realise because you hear all these radio edits over the years, and obviously it's been a massive pop tune. But Moment of My Life is this tune on the B side, and there was this record store called B Sharp in Adelaide where I first came across this, and R.I.P. B Sharp, because it doesn't exist anymore. But
out to B Sharp.
Yeah, rest in peace.
out to Eric the Falcon and Tom Abbott. All right, Moment of My Life, bit of straight up vocals on it. basement.
Yeah.
Underground Resistance. That was a tune called High Tech Jazz, which
Certainly high tech.
Fantastic.
Mad Mike is one of the nastiest producers ever out of Detroit. You know,
Great
this guy knows
stuff
what's
to
up.
hear there. Anyway, Ben, a little topic of conversation has been coming out recently with me and a friend when going out clubbing, seeing a certain DJ, and he or she wasn't really rocking it for me on the night. You know,
Right.
there's good music and that, but kind of quite stale behind the deck. So I just wanted to see, you know, what's your ethos on playing out live and DJing? Do you have one foot on the dance floor when you're playing, or
yeah.
are you in your own bubble? Well, like, how does it go?
Absolutely. I guess I'm probably the kind of DJ that'll put on a track that I love and then go out to the floor and dance for 3 minutes until I have to choose the next one. Because I started as a DJ. I was DJing for years before I ever got into production. But I mean, it's not just that. Like, I started as a dancer, so you know, you go
Like we all
out.
did. Yeah.
We call them punters.
Yeah, punter.
Yeah.
Punter. Yeah.
Exactly, the punters, and it's like, well, you know,
Yeah.
you just if you're not into it for that, what are you into it for? You know, that's a big deal. That's definitely a big deal, and you don't like to be too closed off. I mean, it's always nice when you're in a spot where, you know, the hen's night that's just walked in can't come and ask you for like Billie Jean or whatever. But,
Yeah, get out. Yeah.
so there's something to be said for that old school style of like the DJ booth kind of separated, because it just lets the DJ do their thing, which we all as DJs appreciate, like, because you got something in mind, but at the same time, you know, all I'm thinking about is the people on the floor.
Yeah, sure,
Of course.
sure. So, Ben's son, uno punto, you know. Well done. Good. I like that answer. So, like, Chris, you were about to ask about, it's sets he plays, and
Well, I think it was more down to what we were saying earlier about how, with your sets, is it something that you tend to plan track by track, or is it just grab
No, absolutely not.
records?
Yeah, it's like I actually I probably spend longer than most people. I think I haven't talked to a lot of other DJs about this, but I spend a long time choosing what's in my crate before a set. Like, if I'm going to go play a 2-hour set, I might spend 3 hours, like, you know, digging deep just to
More time picking it than playing it.
yeah,
Nice.
because you know, that's, and also because the thing is, as a producer, you kind of like, sometimes you don't spend as often as you'd like going through your records and your collection, and so that's a time to get reacquainted with it, know exactly what you're.
It's a
What
nice way
you've got
to-
in your box,
yeah.
but at the same time, all you're doing is collecting you're putting together a
sound.
box to choose from, and then when you get there, you might throw half of it out the window. But you know, yeah, that's it's got to be. You know, you're thinking in advance, but you're never planning. You know, track for track. That's
I
for
think
sure.
that.
So is it digital or vinyl for you?
So vinyl, man. It's like,
Yeah, wax head.
Chris wanted that answer.
yeah, I had
Yeah,
to.
Chris is
Yeah.
wax
you know,
man.
and you know, it's
Wax
not
man.
even. I had this discussion with someone the other day. It's not even about a snob sort of thing. It's just that's just how I started playing
It's
dance
just what
music,
you-
and that's I'd
It's
never
nice,
got
though.
off that. So, you know, having to now sort of traveling abroad a little bit more to do sets, to do, you know, gigs and stuff. I am thinking about bringing in a little bit of digital, you know, to play demos and to play
course,
stuff.
yeah.
But
Well,
nothing beats vinyl.
do you have problems when you go abroad? You know, it's obvious you're a DJ playing out and you're dragging a box of records with you. But if you've got a
Yeah.
USB stick, they can't tell that you're playing abroad. And you haven't got all that hassle of customers and all that. You know,
That's
Yeah.
really true.
what's that big box with
Records
wheels
are
you're putting
heavy.
out? Oh no, it's just my perfectly square clothes.
Yeah, yeah,
No, don't
exactly.
look in there. It's fine.
Yeah,
Ah,
please
you
don't lift
got
it
me.
up. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we've been. I stress about that every time I go overseas, because it's like, are you going to get stuck somewhere where they tell you can't get on the flight?
They
or you
can't
have to pay
take your
£200.
records off you. What the fuck?
Yeah, and you know, to be that's
That's
a bit
right,
of
it's
a
only
Ben's
Dylan.
done smashing the studio up right now.
getting
A
rock and roll.
vintage picture of this first wall.
But yeah, I mean,
So-
it's to me, it's just a matter of like, that's the way that it always has been, and I've been too kind of into it to ever deal with the digital thing yet. So yeah.
Okay, so what we got from you next is something we can expect from you on the 11th.
Yeah, hopefully you might even hear a test pressing of it. But this is a guy who's coming out of Portland, in the States, Oregon. Anyways, there's a little confusion in the studio. I don't know.
What's
This guy is called Elliot Thomas. He's out of Portland, and he's going to release his track on our on the Voyeurhythm imprint in the coming months. We should have a test pressing of it back soon. It's really beautiful stuff, and it reminds me of sort of the early like melodic Detroit stuff, like we were just hearing a little bit of, and of Juan Atkins and those guys, which I can't do, that's for sure. So like props, and this is a completely unmastered sort of, not even a little bit of compression on it. It's
Are we talking exclusive, Ben?
It's a worldwide.
Oh my God!
What? He doesn't even have a name yet. He doesn't know.
He doesn't even have a name.
He's
not even born.
No, his name is Elliot Thomas.
He's talking mad exclusive.
And his friends.
Oh my God!
And his friends call him Et Bonds. And he's got skills, and this is all just, for anyone that's a massive music geek out there, and well, not even, but just into the craft of it. Elliot's made all this stuff with a 727 and a 909 and a bunch of cool synths, and
fresh.
It's all outboard, and he's just run it in and recorded it all,
cool.
Including his own kind of vocals, which is gold. So I mean, let's get into it.
Let's hear it.
This track, it's the only one from Voyeurhythm that I managed to stack in the bag today. I should prop us more, but this is a track called Desert Light, soon to come out.
Ben Sun live in the Unwanted basement.
find a way. Even in the darkest hours, love will find a way.
Scott Ferguson in the house. That's
My God, that's great.
Marvin Belton on the vocals there. That's on my good friend Scott Ferguson's label, Ferris Park Records.
Ferris Park, that's it.
Marvin Belton did that. What was that track? He did a really big track probably about a year ago now.
Him and Scott have been
Feature, was it?
long time sort of collaborators, and they recently KDJ put out a 4-tracker, I think, of all the sort of the tracks that they'd done together. There was one called The Letter, which is killer as well. Look out for The Letter, and anything by Marvin Belton. Scott's a really humble, lovely guy, and he's done all the music behind those, and that's one of my personal favorites of his.
That's really groovy. I like that a lot.
Yeah, and I guess speaking of friends' music and people in the community and stuff, this next track is so fresh that I haven't even downloaded it properly yet. It's I'm gonna rip it. It's doing it as we speak, and we're looking at it. But,
super exclusive.
Yeah, this is my man Mick Newman from Melbourne.
Big fan.
Out to Mick Newman.
Again, Mick, if you want to come and play,
Yeah.
more than welcome. You need to hook us up, Ben, with all your friends.
It looks like it's actually downloaded. He's only just sent this out to a select sort of group the other day. It's his first sort of venture on his own imprint. It's called Fantastic Man something. His AKA Fantastic Man.
So
This is Fantastic 001, and this is the A side. I couldn't pick between the A and the B because they're both dope, and he's again sort of like chopping the shit out of some pretty soulful raw material.
Have you gone for the A or the B?
I've gone for the A because it downloaded first.
Okay. We'll roll with that. Then.
Just play.
What do you think, guys? Should we get into it?
Yeah, please do.
Let's just brace your ears because we don't know what the levels are. We've been playing Wax all night. We've been playing it straight off the turntables, but just special for Nick.
Yeah.
Here we go with some digital because it's from the other side of the world. So Fantastic Man, and the tune is called Late at Night.
Let's hear it.
We're good.
Newman there, out of Melbourne. It's his first sort of venture on his own. Thanks, Mick, for...
Congratulations. So
Yeah,
good.
the guys were just
big up,
really
Mick.
bigging it up in the studio, and I think it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a big one.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, it's good. Dude, we're going to need some more promo copies out here.
Yeah.
Stat.
Send on
Please
this way
do.
to Unwanted Basement. 3 copies.
Yeah.
And it's, he's a vinyl guy himself. It's going to be available on 12 in the next month or two, I suppose. Yeah.
Do you know when he's next about in the UK at all?
He comes pretty regularly, actually. I don't know. I'll have to find out. He tends to come in the summer, the cheeky bastard. So,
right.
he's just,
Okay, yeah.
the guy can't brave the winter, he's a little Aussie.
Digs the summer
poor
over in
guy.
Australia.
Poor guy.
Yeah, but yeah, he comes. He's Europe side, pretty regularly. So you can, we check him out. I don't know any of his websites and his Facebook and all that, but Mick Newman, you know him, fantastic,
Yeah, fantastic man.
He's also actually that's another one. He just had a release out a few months ago on the Let's Play House imprint out of Brooklyn.
Yeah, I
by
heard
our
that. It was
boy
great.
Jacques. Yeah, which was a dope 4-tracker.
So Ben, you've been in London for 8 years now.
Coming on, yeah.
You've been DJing for the entire time, or has it been quite a slow process?
Well, I kind of was DJing heavily before I came. It was kind of my gig, but when I first got here, I sort of, I'm a graphic designer by trade, and I came here and got into that for, it was enough to sort of keep my head above water for a couple of years, and then I started getting slowly back into the music thing over the last sort of 3-4 years. But always been buying records, always been playing out as much as I can.
So, London's got a real rich musical heritage, especially for house music.
Absolutely.
Where's your favourite place to play and go out?
I don't know if they're I haven't played at some of my favourite places, actually, to be honest with you. But
Okay.
one of the big things that kind of turned my ear when I got here was that someone took me down to Plastic People. For the this was about
Intimate.
It must
So
have
good.
been, it must have been going,
So
7
good.
years ago or more, and it was when the there was a sort of like the West London guys were doing that kind of broken beat vibe, and it was real guys like IG Culture and I'm forgetting everyone's name when I'm on the mic.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Just to clarify,
They used to
Ben
do
has
the-
had about five or 6 red stripes now. Things get a little bit more loose.
Absolutely. And it was the night was called the Co-op, and those guys used to just kill it down there. And it was when I went. The Plastic People is always somewhere worth visiting if you're going to London. It's a little pocket of underground in the middle of what's now
that's a good way of describing
super
it.
gentrified Shoreditch. But
How do you feel? I mean, our favourite venue, without a doubt, is Corsica, and you're going to
on.
be kind of intrinsically linked to that place with the Wolf connection, with the Teeth connection.
how does
Corsica's
it
work for you?
Yeah, I mean, Corsica's great, and I've been to a lot of parties there, and I've spun a couple of tunes there, but never played a full set. Again with the Love Fever guys, and but Corsica's, it's like a banging sort of party place, isn't
It's
it? It's got the
perfect venue.
rooms,
Works
it's got-
well.
and they've
It's
all
raw, it's rugged, it doesn't pretend to be anything it's not. It's
That's
just
it.
straight up music, and
And it sounds great.
and it
And it-
sounds great.
and it's on the good side of a rave vibe, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a big
for
party
sure.
vibe, but it's not horrible. It's even everyone gets down.
So
Yeah.
So we're doing New Year's Eve there with some great guys. John Talabot's playing, and Move D, who's I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of as well.
big fan.
That's
Massive fans,
so I'm looking forward to that one. That's going to be the next sort of big party after I play with you guys in November.
Good. So what have you got up next?
Next is something that I dug up in New York. I mean, New York has been such a massive inspiration in terms of like the records that I've dug and the things that I've got there like ridiculously cheaply compared to Europe. You can get all the records here, but you pay £8.
But
for
there's
them.
been a big resurgence in that New York sound recently. Yeah, with the Bicep things coming out and that New Jersey sound and NY Stomp and Gerd.
That's
and
true.
The new
yeah.
groove stuff.
Yeah,
the
the new
revival
groove, yeah.
from Nicholas and all that.
It's a real pleasure to hear that sound
Yeah.
coming back, and that's a kind of big inspiration for you, right?
Well, I mean, and not even. I mean, I love all of that stuff. It's great, but I mean, even just in terms of when you go there, the amount of records that were pressed there from this, most of my stuff I buy is from the early 70s onwards. Just the amount of stuff there, the labels that just existed there, and the scenes, the records. I raid the dollar bins, and this one
Yeah.
came out the dollar bin, It's a band called Zinc, and it's on. It looks to be like a test pressing or something, but it's on the label. I'm going to check it.
Christy
Jive,
style.
I can see the logo. Jive is a pretty dope sort of disco boogie label. It's like a sub imprint of Arista.
Cool.
Yeah, let's just get into it.
hear it,
yeah.
It's,
Right, yeah.
it's a bit of it's kind of a heavy slow motion one, but yeah, Zinc, and I can't even remember what the track's called. It's written in handwriting. That's how deep we're getting. I can't read the dude's handwriting, but it's yeah,
Raw boogie.
rock and roll.
Back in the basement.
That's real nice, Ben.
Yeah, that one I just never break it out, but it just caught my eye on the way over. So yeah, picked it up.
I mean, the guys don't know,
Slick
but
stuff.
Ben's been digging through that. He's got a box, and I've never seen someone flick for a box so often. About 5 times. He's picked up about 5 records between breaks and gone, no, not this one, no, another one. Another one.
Select.
So, I mean, yeah, that was the penultimate track here from Ben. We've got one more to come. It's been a real absolute pleasure to have you. What a nice guy to have in the basement.
Definitely.
Thanks for having me down, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks
No,
for
it's been a real pleasure.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've enjoyed what you're hearing tonight, you can come and catch Ben's son join the legendary BLM playing at the Tipsy Basement Bar on the launch night of our new Sunday parties.
It's the 11th of November.
11th of
at
November.
Tipsy Basement Bar. That's 20 Stoke Newington Road.
And we're going to be open from midday up until 11 at night. It's going to be a real decent party full of sweet house music.
Remember, get there early. It's free before 2 p.m. and it's £5 only.
And I'll tell you what,
Parties, man.
if you've enjoyed the show, we'll do a special.
Let's do a deal.
We'll do a special deal for you guys. If you've enjoyed the show, all you've got to do is email lou@unwantedfamily.com with podcast Ben's son
As your subject line.
as a subject line, and we'll do a concession rate. You'll get him for £3. We'll put your name on the list. £3 for a Sunday party with 2
How
big
about that?
headliners. What you
£3
can
So
say
that's
about that?
podcast Ben's son.
£3
In the subject line.
And I'll give you a kiss.
That's cheap.
Oh
right.
my god!
Oh my days.
If you don't have
Pucker
a beer.
up.
No, fuck that. I'll kiss you if you have a beer.
Okay, Ben. So let's
Have a whole line of people.
He's a
going,
good-looking guy.
I've come for the kiss.
He's one of the most handsome chaps we've had. I mean, Matt Masters, he was pretty handsome.
He's a smooth lad.
Okay, Ben. So last track. What have you got for us?
This is the sort of the underdog of the Delusions record that just came out.
Big
I
one.
wanted to
Tight.
wanted to shout the Francis Inferno Orchestra.
Yeah.
I almost didn't get their name right, but the brains behind that. This was always his favorite track of the demos when we were sort of kicking stuff around, getting it ready, getting it together. It's a track called Yesterlife. And it's just something I made with the Juno 60 and the MPC as usual.
Smooth mother.
Right on. So hopefully we'll see everyone down on the 11th, and till then, peace.
Thanks
Thank
very
you.
much for listening, everyone. Cheers, Ben.
Thanks for making it to the
Absolutely.
basement,
Yeah.
man.
Thanks for having me.
cheers.
Dan.
Take it easy.
Smooth.
Smooth operator.
Yeah.
There it is. Peace. My name is Ben Sun. You've been listening to the Unwanted Family podcast. Wait till the outtakes come out. This is Ben Sun. You've been listening. You are listening.
Get out of here.
We've been doing so well for about an hour and a
Yeah,
half.
right at the end.